as we last heard, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney was going back and forth. And it got real nasty to the point where Shakur Stevenson revealed a leaked video of a conversation that Bill Haney was having with somebody about Shakur Stevenson and his son, Devin the Dream Haney. Now, if you haven't seen the video clip, the original clip I posted was a shorter version. Now, here's the longer version.
You dig what I'm saying? The first thing that I don't even know how it happened, because we thought that we was getting points. You dig what I mean? Because Core is a Olympian. Core always then got in on Devin. Nigga, are you tripping? You niggas, y'all. Nigga, the whole shit started because it was live that we're in there with Core. Not Core is getting out on us. Like, he's the big nigga. He's the big homie in the shit. It was never. We would always, nigga, first the gap was like this. The gap got closer and always that. If you got off any with Core, it was a plus. If you just had a good day, that's how it was. But all the way up until now, brother. That's why I told you, I said, inside the weight classes, when we moving, just like niggas is moving now, brother, if it's too hot at 30, we already ready to go to 40, bro. Listen, brother.
After hearing what Bill had to say, it sounds very questionable. It sounds like they wasn't planning on staying at 135 long, especially once it got really hot, right? Once it got really hot, they wasn't planning on staying too long. Well, Bill Haney also comes out with a rebuttal video to that particular video, and check out what he had to say.
When was that video recorded? And
what was recorded? It was recorded at the Antonio Moran fight, right? Go pull up and see how long the Antonio Moran was, right? Because I've never, like, he's been at my house. His family knows that I know him. He was a little boy when I met him. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about Shakur, right?
Yeah, Shakur was a little boy when they met. Dev was a little boy. Both of them was, and they grew into men, very successful men. You know what I'm saying? Shakur has always been a hell of a fighter. And when people were judging the sparring session that they saw, they were judging it from the perspective of Shakur was a nobody. And I told him, do not take that or misunderstand that. We still give you your grams. We still give you your props as being a hell of a fighter. We don't have to take that away from you to have a fight with you, you know?
And after hearing what Bill Haney had to say, some fans may take it as, damage control. We heard what we heard. It don't sound like you want to really fight Shakur. Others may say, well, he was talking about a certain situation. Whoever was recording that is a snitch. He got a wire, rat, et cetera, right? Other people saying that. But Bill Haney also came out and says this, discussing the particular video with the boxing voice. He says, are they wearing wires? What's going on? That was over 4 years ago. We've never been at 130. I was talking to him about Shakur. If we move up to 140 and 140 is hot, then he can move up from 130 to 140. Hot meaning the fight is hot. If the fight is hot, go to 140 and fight. We never said we wouldn't fight Shakur. Today I'm on Shakur's ass. He's a fraud. He's a fake, and he's around here recording motherfuckers. End quote. Wow. So Bill Haney said Shakur Stevens is a fraud, and he's a fake, and he's around here recording motherfuckers. I mean, look, man. I'm not sure if Shakur was the one recording that conversation. Maybe he was, right? Maybe Bill knew Shakur was there at that particular time recording this conversation that led to this altercation. But whatever the case, I think that the Haneys, Bill and Devin Haney, should fight Shakur Stevenson relatively soon. This little rivalry between these two young guys is really boiling and heating up. And the funny thing is, guys are coming out of the woodwork once we hear that Shakur Stevenson got a fight with Frank Martin coming up, right? And of course, the WBC president came out and explained that guys like Lomachenko and Pitbull Cruz turned down this opportunity.
Ya fue el proceso, ha tenido pues muchos cambios. Se ordenó inicialmente a Shakur Stevenson contra Lomachenko. Lomachenko declinó. Se ordenó contra Isaac Cruz, que también declinó. Y ahora está ya negociándose la pelea de Shakur Stevenson contra Frank Martin por el título ligero del consejo. Es una división muy complicada.
And so now guys like Edwin De Los Santos is coming out of the woodwork. When guys, like I told you guys before, when these guys don't got fights lined up, it's really, really quiet. But once a guy get a fight lined up, then that's when they start talking. And sure enough, Edwin De Los Santos came out and said, "Hey, Shakur Stevenson, I'm in your city. I hear you don't have an opponent. I want all the smoke." But little do he know, Shakur Stevenson got a potential opponent for a WBC title shot against Frank the Ghost Martin. So you're a little bit late on this call out, Edwin De Los Santos. And I know you've been calling out Shakur Stevenson for a little while, but then after your last fight, it got kind of quiet, right? We didn't hear it no more. Now Shakur Stevenson is going to be fighting for the WBC title. Where does this leave Devin Haney? I'm not quite sure. Is he still going to be the champion in recess once he comes back down, and then he get a franchise tag put on him, then he can unify with Shakur Stevenson? I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. Of course, Shakur has to get past Frank Martin for all this to work, right? But many expect Shakur to get through that fight, just based off what we know about Shakur Stevenson, but we've seen stranger things happen in the sport of boxing. Also, Richardson Hitchison was with my boy Mill City Podcast, and he got asked about the comparison of Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. Richardson Hitchison knows both guys very well. Check out what he had to say about Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson.
So when we talk about guys like your boy Shakur and Devin Haney, they've been going back and forth, trying to make that fight happen. In your eyes, who do you believe possesses the most skill? And if they had to meet in the ring, how would you play it out? Like, how would you draw it out?
Who possesses more skills, Devin Haney or Shakur?
That's right.
I've been in the ring with Devin like 3-4 times, and I've been in the ring with Shakur like since 13 years old, consistently, like till now. It's never been a year like I probably never sparred Shakur. Like I always sparred Shakur for years and years, and Shakur is like on a whole different level from Devin. Like Shakur been back then on a different level from Devin, and I don't see it being
from the amateurs to now.
I don't see him like he's definitely not on Shakur level. Like Shakur lives and eats and shit like boxing. That's all he does. Like that shit busts my head. Devin, like on another hand, like Devin is somebody that's dedicated to sport. He puts in work, but he's not as dedicated as Shakur. Like Shakur is somebody that's like, you don't see Shakur taking trips to LA or New York for a whole week and just chilling out and partying or being out and taking off. Like Shakur can't stay away from the gym. Like I go to Houston even when I'm in camp and Shakur don't have no fight lined up and Shakur's in the gym like almost every other day or every day. And then when the days he's not in the gym, he's getting massages. Like he's living like a clean life. Like, and that shit be in my head like, damn, like bro, like do something with yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you rich and young, like go like enjoy your money. But he just loved boxing. He always been like that. He always been a kid that is obsessed with boxing. Like Shakur could be doing anything. He's just obsessed with what he do.
Now, to hear what he had to say, he said Shakur Stevenson is way more dedicated to the sport of boxing than Devin Haney is. Hey, he been knowing these guys since they was all little kids, so he would know likely about it better than anybody. But yeah, man, that's the latest as far as this Devin Haney Shakur Stevenson saga goes. Eventually these guys are gonna have to fight, and all this stuff that we talking about, all this stuff that's been building up, is just stuff that builds up and makes that fight, once it eventually happens, that much greater. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.